Hi there, this is Courtney, and this is an update to the Deliberate Life. So many of you have followed me, and you know that I've been on a resourcefulness challenge to not buy clothes, shoes, jewelry, or books for 1 year. That's going great. I wanted to cover with you today some other things that you can do to help save money and to not spend. We personally are on this journey for a lot of reasons. Financial independence, for one, that gives me security. That security means more to me than, well, not more than my loved ones, but it means a lot to me. I want to feel secure. I want to know that I have a home and a car and that I don't have to go work every day just to have those things, that they are paid for and that they are mine and that no one can take them away from me. So, I have some things to talk to you about to help you. We have a big goal of paying off our home in 5 years. We just found out, actually, 4 years. We just found out that my husband is not going to be able to retire as early as we had hoped. And so, in order for him to retire, we have to pay the house off. And that is just going to make our budget be such that we will be able to afford all of our bills with his retirement check and my income. But I really want us both to be set up where that if something happened, and we do have life insurance, if something happened to the other one, that the person who was left would be able to care for themselves and not have to lose the home. Or I mean, I just know so many people who've been through that, and it breaks my heart. I've seen my mom go through it twice, and that may be why I'm as OCD as I am about it. But so yeah, we have a really big goal to have this house paid off, $195,000. My husband and I both work 2 jobs. I own my own business. I work 5 days a week as a contractor in a medical facility, and then I work on weekends and occasionally teach classes and workshops. I'm a trainer. My husband is a full-time police officer, and we own a roofing business. And we built that roofing business up from about 10 roofs a year to about 100. And so we work a lot, and it can be really stressful sometimes, but we have a goal in mind. So I wanted to talk to you about some of these things. Some are obvious, but what tends to happen, I'm 47 years old and I've been on this journey a long time. What tends to happen is we expand and contract with our finances depending on what we're making or what our lives look like, or how exhausted we are to when we have more time. So sometimes you might make these changes, but then 6 months, 6 years later, you might have to do that again. And by the way, I know my lighting is not awesome, but I hope you think my content is awesome. So first of all, you've got to stop the bleeding. For us, that meant letting all of our young adult kids know that they were going to be weaned off of help to some extent. I don't mean that we won't ever help them, but we have 3 that are graduating college within the next 6 months, and they have been told that they will be expected to get a job and take over some of these expenses. And there's other areas where we're slowly pulling back, helping them. They need that independence, and they need, we're a lot older and we don't have that much working life ahead of us, where our children have, decades and decades ahead of them. So if you're helping someone else who can help themselves, then try to slowly pull back and wean. It doesn't mean you don't ever help, but if it's to your own detriment, try to think about how you can begin to change that. The next one is impulsive buying. I have not been in Target for a year, 10 months exactly, because I know what Target does to me. I go in Target and I see a million things I want, and I put things in my basket that I didn't even want. Now, I will tell you, I did go in there the other day actually to look for something for my business, and I had been looking for a comforter for like 6 months, because our comforter is literally, like, pieces of it were falling out on the floor, like the inner down stuff. I did find a comforter on sale for $50, and it was exactly what I wanted, and it brings a lot of happiness and quality to my life. So I did get that. I could afford it, and I had made a lot of choices to not buy other things. But impulsive buying, A lot of people have trouble with this. So what I would say is, first of all, don't shop. Don't shop unless you need something. And then if you struggle with this and you want to spend more than a certain amount, maybe you give yourself a budget every week or every month, have an accountability partner. My husband and I have $100 rule. For someone on a lower income, it might be less. But if I think years ago I was at a $25 rule. Now it's like, if you spend more than $100 or you want to, we need to talk to each other about it first. It's usually not a problem. Sometimes it is, because that's how marriage goes. Working out. We have a gym membership that now that we've moved, we just don't use it as much. I did go today. I look like this because I've been at the gym, but I don't go enough to make it worth paying for. And sometimes if you can just trim off those small expenses. I have a gym at home. I have a room that I've got all my workout equipment. My husband can go for free at his work where he's a police officer. So I think we're going to cut that out pretty soon. If it brings a lot of quality to your life and it's really worth it, and that's your community and that's what you do for fun, I wouldn't let it go. But if you have a membership that you're not using and you can substitute it with something else, consider that. Barter wisely. I do barters with people, and so does my husband. Sometimes, like for instance, I have one going right now where I had space in my school. Someone wanted to do it. They had something that I really enjoy doing, and I want to give that away because I don't want to give away their identity. But I did barter with them because I wanted this person in my training. My husband, though, often will get people wanting just to give us crap because they don't have money to pay for a roof or they need their deductible, whatever. And that can lead to a lot of problems, mainly a lot of crap we don't need. So barter wisely. Think about what you are doing before you barter. Conserve electricity and water. Need I say more? Keep the air on a moderate temperature. Turn it up when you leave, or turn it down in the winter. Don't waste water. Think about what you're doing, because electricity and water can really add up. When we water our horses in the winter, our bills double. I mean, in the summer, our bills double. So think about that. Again, if it brings quality of your life to your life, then it might be worth spending. But if it's going to bring a headache with it, then it's not. For instance, would it bring quality to my life to have a newer car or more comfortable car? Yes, it would. I have a paid off car, so it would be a headache for me to have to work to have another car right now. So you have to think about what's going to bring the most quality to your life. Then debt. Don't do it. Just don't do debt. You don't try your best not to do debt. People justify every way possible. You cannot borrow your way out of a problem. Okay? I've been there. I've done it. So I've been bankrupt. Oh my gosh. I know. You cannot borrow yourself out of a problem. Some debt, I hate to say, is good, but for instance, if the only way you can get a college education is to have some debt, I understand that. But do it wisely. Don't take more than you need. You do not need to go to the most expensive college. Go your first 2 years to community college and then go to a less expensive college if you can, and think about what you're doing and work and pay as you go. All right, clean, low-hanging fruit. Clean your house, clean your yard, clean up, get rid of stuff, take stuff to Goodwill, sell it. You will feel better with less clutter around you. I just made $100 today selling a bunch of stuff at my flea market booth. It feels great. Get rid of stuff. Most people don't want to be in their house because it's dirty and they don't like being around the clutter. Right now, I have all these pretty candles around my house that were like $1.49. I ate a really good homemade meal at home and it feels great. The next thing is look at your cable and Wi-Fi bills and cut if you can. Watch your driving. Don't drive unnecessarily. A lot of people just drive and drive when they don't need to. Group things together. My husband wanted to come home tomorrow to get a fishing pole. He's camping an hour away. I'm like, that's ridiculous. Just take a hike. And then be grateful. Be grateful for everything that you have, and more will come to you. Thank you.